In this video, we are going to take a look at the excretory organs in case of platyhelminthes and nematodes. So first we are going to take a platyhelminthes. So platyhelminthes are a group of, it's a phylum in animal kingdom. So we are going to talk about the excretory organs in case of these kind of animals. Those are platyhelminthes. So excretory organs, or the excretory structures which are present in case of these animals. Those are platyhelminthes. First, let's talk about their excretory product. What do they eliminate? They eliminate ammonia. So NH3, that is ammonia. That means we can tell that they are ammonotelic. Ammonotelic organisms are the organisms that excrete ammonia. So these platyhelminthes are also ammonotelic because they excrete ammonia. The next important thing. What are the excretory structures which are present in case of these platyhelminthes which help in excretion? Those are called as, so excretory structures are called as protonephridia. Protonephridia. These protonephridia are also called as flame cells. Flame cells. We will get to know why are these called flame cells, because they look like flames. So we are going to draw the structure as well and understand this thing better. And these protonephridia are also called as solenocytes. Solenocytes. So these are the three terms which are given to these excretory structures in platyhelminthes. These are protonephridia, flame cells and solenocytes. So now we are going to draw the structure of these excretory organs. So first, this is in case of platyhelminthes. So there is something like this. Something like this. So I can draw one more here. And from here, right here. So the excretory structures in platyhelminthes somewhat look like this, and here there are cilia. So we can represent the cilia with a different color. So here cilia. Cilia are the locomotory structures, little thread-like structures which help in locomotion or movement. So here as well. Here. So they look like this. So again, here we have one big duct, tubes. Let's label it now. These are this long tube is called as the excretory duct. Excretory duct. These are called as, this is called as excretory duct. The long duct. From this, the ammonia, this excretory product passes through. These are cilia. So these are also here. These thread-like structures are called as cilia. Now, why are they called flame cells? With this, we can understand it better. So here also we can label it cilia. Now, these cilia, or the movement of cilia, movement of cilia. So when the cilia, the thread-like structures move, looks like, so this movement of cilia looks like the flickering, of flame. That's why they're called as flame cells. So when you see a candle, a burning candle with its flame on, you see sometimes when there is a lot of wind, or when the light is brightening up, so it flickers like this, something like this. So these cilia also, when these cilia move, or when they usually locomote like this, then it looks like flickering of the flame. That's why they're called as flame cells. So this is why this is how the name got its because that's why they're called as flame cells. And protonephridia, that means primitive types of these nephridia, and these are present in case of annelids. Annelids means earthworms, leeches, etc. And we have understood why are they called flame cells, and they are also called as solenocytes. So these are the three terms which are given for this excretory organs which are present in platyhelminthes. So I hope you understood this one. This is the excretory duct, and these are the cells. So this is a cell, this is one flame cell, and in this flame cell it just looks like a candle. So here we have this thing, and here we have these thread-like structures that though in this case these are called as cilia, and when these cilia move, it looks like the flickering of flame, and that's why they're called as flame cells. So protonephridia, flame cells, or solenocytes. The next thing you need to remember is that the excretory product, what do they eliminate? They eliminate NH3, which is ammonia. So you can write it right down here. This is ammonia. So this is the excretory organ in case of platyhelminthes. Now we are going to take up the excretory organ in another phylum in animal kingdom, that is Nematoda. Coming to Nematoda. So in Nematoda, what is the excretory product? Their excretory product, or they eliminate first we are going to take up their excretory structures. So excretory structure or excretory organ, the structure which helps in excretion, are called, so are rennet cells. Rennet cells. So excretory structure are called as rennet cells. And these rennet cells are also are in the shape of a H. So they're sometimes called as H-shaped structures. And these also help in excretion process. So H-shaped structures. Coming to the excretory product. So excretory product, they eliminate ammonium ions, that means ammonia in the form of ammonia. So ammonium ions, and many other substances. So they are usually ammonotelic. The next thing is there, how do they do that? So they eliminate ammonia and ammonium ions, and this is through their body surface. We are going to see how is it, like how do they exactly eliminate through body surface. So first they have, now we are going to draw the structure of this H shaped structure, that is Rennet cells. So first maybe this has to be. So if you observe this carefully, this somewhat looks like a H. So the alphabet H, capital H, it looks like this. That's why they're called as H-shaped structures or Rennet cells. So the scientific or the term that we give to these H-shaped structures are Rennet cells. So this whole thing is a cell, and here the nucleus is present. This is the main cell body. So here nucleus, and this here is called as excretory pore. So if you notice one thing carefully here, there are 4 arms. Only one arm has this excretory pore. The other 3 don't have an excretory pore. These are just like ducts, but they don't eliminate, or they from here nothing is going to come. But on only one arm there is this excretory pore. Here we don't have excretory pores. So this is the nucleus and this is the excretory pore. So here in middle there is some network kind of thing. Now we are going to label this all. This is called as anterior excretory arm. So these are called as arms. Anterior excretory arm. One more thing, the arm which has excretory pore is excretory duct. So these also look like ducts, but they're not exactly ducts because they don't have any pores. Because this has pore, that's why it's called as duct. So here we have the nucleus and this is the main cell body. Here all the organelles are present. This is the excretory duct because it has a pore, and this pore is called as excretory pore. And here there is anterior excretory arm, and this is anterior and these are called as posterior. So can label it here. So these are called as posterior longitudinal arms. Longitudinal arms. These both, posterior longitudinal arms or posterior excretory arms, they are also called as excretory arms. Instead of longitudinal, we can also put the term excretory. So excretory duct, excretory pore, this is anterior excretory arm, and this is the posterior longitudinal arms, and this duct is the main excretory duct, and this is the nucleus. Here is where all the cell organelles and the main cell body is present. The next thing, these network kind of structures, these are called as network of transverse ducts. These are called as ducts again. So here because it's present horizontally, it's called as network of transverse ducts. Here it's present in a vertical manner, it's called as posterior longitudinal arms. So longitudinal and transverse here. These are arms and these are ducts. And this looks like a network-like structure. So this is the whole structure of H-shaped structure, that is Rennet cells. And these Rennet cells are the excretory organs or excretory structures in, this is not exactly an organ, it's just a cell, it's just a structure which help in excretion. So these are called as Rennet cells. So this is about the excretory organs in case of nematoda. Next we are going to look at some important things in excretory structures in Platyhelminthes and nematoda. Coming to Platyhelminthes, so in Platyhelminthes, first let's look at some of the examples of Platyhelminthes. Examples include tapeworms, like flatworms like tapeworms. Platyhelminthes, the division or the phylum Platyhelminthes mostly includes tapeworms. They look like tape, flat. They are very flat. So these tapeworms or flatworms, also some flukes like liver fluke, etc. Species like Taenia, Solium, Fasciola, etc. So these Platyhelminthes include tapeworms, flatworms and some flukes like liver fluke. Important things about this excretion in Platyhelminthes: fresh water. So fresh water, aquatic, sorry, it's not fresh water, it's free living. So free living means they are not parasitic. That means they don't depend on any other organisms. They live freely. So that's why they are called free living. Aquatic, flatworms. So these flatworms have or produce or excrete, let's write have, more dilute urine. More dilute urine. Sorry, it's not dilute urine. Or they have more number of flame cells, we have to tell. And the reason because why they have more number of flame cells is dilute urine. So free living aquatic flatworms, they have more number of flame cells. So flame cells are the excretory structures in Platyhelminthes. Why do they have more number of flame cells? Because they have dilute urine as compared to, they have more dilute urine as compared to endoparasites like flukes, like liver flukes. So endoparasites means they live in an organism body, so they depend on others. So free living aquatic flatworms have more number of flame cells because they have or they excrete more dilute urine. What is dilute? What is the meaning of dilute? Dilute urine is that urine which consists of more water. So there is a lot of water. Opposite for dilute urine is concentrated urine. In concentrated urine, we say the urine has more concentration. That means it has more other substances other than water. So dilute urine and concentrated urine. So in these free living aquatic flatworms, they have dilute urine as compared to the endoparasites like flukes. So this is one important thing about Platyhelminthes. Now let us come to nematoda. Nematoda or nematodes. The organisms are called as nematodes. Toda. Some examples of these nematodes. So the species or the organisms which come under this phylum nematoda are roundworms. So roundworms. Example, the species name. I'm sure you must have heard this name, that is Ascaris. Ascaris, etc. So this is just one example of roundworm, that is Ascaris. Here also we can write some species, Fasciola, Taenia solium, etc. So we are now talking about nematoda. Here examples are roundworms and one species name is Ascaris. Some important things about this nematodes. They have rennet cells, which are head-shaped excretory structures, and the function of these rennet cells, the main function is usually removal of water. So they usually remove the water from the body. So the main function is removal of water. Whose main function? The rennet cells or the head-shaped structures. And the secondary function, or the next, other than this removal of water, the secondary function, the primary function is or the sheath, or primary function is removal of water, secondary function is excretion. So when we are talking about the excretory organs or excretory structures in nematodes, we talk about rennet cells or head-shaped structures. But actually, in general, the main function of those rennet cells is removal of water. Secondary function is excretion. So these are some important points here about nematoda. Example is roundworm Ascaris. So in this video we have taken a look at excretory structures in Platyhelminthes. We have taken two phylums in animal kingdom, Platyhelminthes and Nematoda. Also we have taken a look at some examples and the names of some species of these phylums of Platyhelminthes and Nematoda, and also some important points like these things. Free living aquatic flatworms have more number of phlegm cells because they have dilute urine. Dilute means where there is a lot of water, as compared to endoparasites like flukes, liver fluke. And here main function is removal of water, but the secondary function is excretion. So in this video we have taken a look at the excretory organs in Platyhelminthes and nematodes.